Hello and welcome to this tutorials. So in this one what we're trying to do is we'll modify the same report, and the previous tutorial we added a parameter to this report, and what we're going to do over here is add one more parameter and make them cascading. In the sense, like, we'll add a customer ID over here, and if someone selects a customer ID, then you populate the territory ID drop down with only the valid values. So let's see how we can achieve that. So first of all, what I need to do is I need to create a data set which is going to select the distinct customer IDs. So let's follow the same drill. We're going to use the same data source, and I'm going to add the same table. All right, so here I'm going to add the customer ID, and I think this would blow up. Okay, this has got 19,000. So what I'm going to do is I'll add the top 150 customer IDs. All right, so we will be having a drop down with the top 150 customer IDs, and what we need to do is we need to just select the territory ID which matches the corresponding customer ID. So each customer ID may not have all the 10 territories, it will just have a few of them, and that's what we're trying to do over here. Just select those few territory IDs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say where customer ID is equal to customer ID. So whatever we pass in the first drop down is going to be passed down onto this query, and it's going to select, populate the second drop down for us. So as soon as we hit OK, you see that the customer ID parameter gets added to the folder. And what I'm going to do over here is I'm going to specify the values from a query. And in this case, it's going to be dataset2. Actually, let me just make sure that the names are intuitive. So I'm going to say parameter cust ID. Okay, that looks better. Now let's do the same things again. Let's take the customer ID and the customer ID for the label. Okay, so before we hit on preview, we need to do one more thing. We need to make sure that we modify this query to choose the customer ID which we have selected. Perfect. So I guess things look good. Let's see. Okay, so here you see that the second drop down has been grayed out for now. It is actually waiting for this drop down to be selected, and this will basically have the 150 random values that we just selected. So I'm going to choose 7, and as soon as I choose 7, you see that the second drop down gets populated, and you see not all the IDs are shown here. Like 7 may just have the territory ID equal to 1 instead of all the territory IDs. So when I hit report, view report, you see that that particular record has been displayed. So in this way you can add how much of parameters you want. Like a typical example would be a super region, market name, and so on and so forth. You select, say, Asia, and then you select maybe a country, then a state, then so on and so forth. That kind of cascading thing. One more thing that I wanted to show you is that it's not necessary that you always should have a drop down. You could just go here and then say the available values to be none, so that you get a text box instead of a drop down, and then you manually enter. Like for example, customer ID 3, and then it's basically give you an error, but since it's waiting for this value, here you see that for customer ID 3, the territory ID 4 has been shown up. Now when you hit view report, ultimately it's going to just show you these values. So yeah, these are very simple parameters, parameterized report, in which the only difference is that the parameters are cascaded, and I'm sure this must have helped you a lot. So thank you so much for watching.